Alright, my friends. Well, the episode 9 trailer has finally dropped, so you guys know what that means. It's now time for some trailer analysis. So let's begin with this great opening shot here. I loved how they started with Rey breathing heavily. They continued that through the entire shot. Then she thinks of Luke Skywalker telling her to just breathe in The Last Jedi. She settles herself, she readies herself, and here we also have a voiceover from Luke Skywalker basically saying goodbye to Rey. At least that's how I took it. He's saying, 1,000 generations are in you now, meaning that everything is officially passed on to her, which is a huge deal. I mean, what Luke is saying here is pretty profound, guys. Everything is passed on to Rey now. Now, as far as what planet she's on, this could be Jakku. It could also be Tatooine. It would be really interesting if it was Tatooine, though, because this could be the final battle for the Skywalkers, so obviously Tatooine would be a very fitting location for that final battle. So this shot here is absolutely the most interesting introduction shot because how is this lightsaber back together? I mean, she is holding Anakin's lightsaber there, and from what I remember from The Last Jedi, it appeared as if it broke at the crystal. So is this a new crystal? Is this a unknown force power that Rey has discovered? Is this Gorilla Glue holding this thing together? I mean, I'm really interested to see how she pieced this thing back together, if we're even going to see it, and, why it's there, how it's existing. How did she fix this thing? Now, if that last shot was the most interesting introduction shot, this is by far the most shocking introduction shot, to me anyway, because, we all know that Rey has fantastic powers, but as I said in my initial reaction to the panel, it just feels too much like a Marvel movie. Don't get me wrong, it looks really, really epic, but is there anything that Rey can't do? Or will she just continue to be portrayed as the superhero? Of course, Jedi have amazing powers, but we have to be sure that we're not going too overboard with things. Because, yes, we did witness Anakin Skywalker jumping from a speeder, then free-falling onto Zam Wesell's ship, but Anakin Skywalker was also a Force Virgins. He was a freak of nature. And maybe that's exactly what they're trying to hint at here with this shot from Rey, but I doubt very much she's as powerful as Anakin, unless she's related. But it's doubtful that she's related, because this is the end of the Skywalker saga, so there's just a lot of questions surrounding that. Something else I want you guys to notice about this shot is Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. You'll notice that the panels do look the same as his silencer, but the cockpit is a different design. Now, my early idea is that this may be Darth Vader's cockpit salvaged from his TIE Advanced, because we do know that Kylo would be rescuing more of Vader's items and relics, so who's to say that he doesn't have his X1 as well? Here we have an amazing shot of Kylo Ren taking someone out, likely a Resistance soldier, but it does also resemble a Knight of Ren, doesn't it? So this could be Kylo turning on his knights to regain control for some reason. Maybe they're turning on him, maybe they went rogue for some reason, so that could be a very interesting sequence. I also love the lighting in this shot, the red atmosphere, the red forest. I don't know if the planet is colored that way, or JJ is doing that as a bit of directing cinematography, I don't know, but it's very foreboding. It perfectly mirrors Kylo Ren, and I love it. Now here is another very intriguing shot of what appears to be Kylo Ren fixing his helmet, but something doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look like his hands. Now I'm wondering if someone found this helmet and is piecing it together themselves. Another early idea I had was that it could be General Hux. Why is General Hux doing this? I'm not sure. He could be trying to disguise himself, trying to go undercover as Kylo Ren to get some piece of valuable information from somebody. But what I do also find interesting about this shot here is that it corresponds with an earlier shot in the trailer. So if you guys take a look at this picture here, which is from when Kylo Ren's ship is coming at Rey at the beginning of the trailer, they don't show the inside of the cockpit. We don't actually see who's flying this ship. we just assume that it's Kylo Ren because, it's supposed to be Kylo Ren. But again, all we see is the hands, right? Just like the last shot, all we see is the hands putting something together. So this could be someone else. Again, it could be Hux for some reason posing as Kylo Ren, or it could be a brand new character altogether. Here is a great shot of Finn and Poe on what appears to be the same planet we see Rey on at the beginning of the trailer. So, is this planet an agreed-on meeting place somewhere near the end of the film where everybody finally collects? Also, something a few may have missed about this shot is that Finn actually has Rey's staff. Now, I'm kind of unclear right now as to why this is like the specifics, but I would assume it's simply a memento that he's returning to her. And here it is, everyone, our first official couple shots of Billy Dee Williams back as Lando Calrissian. Now, we all know that this is not going to be a big part in this film, but just knowing that Lando and Chewie are back together piloting the Falcon once again, it's so overwhelming, it's so heartwarming. I can't wait to see what Billy Dee Williams is going to do with this role. He's obviously having a lot of fun. He made a great point, an important point, of telling all of us that Lando never left him during the panel, so this is obviously going to be so exciting to see. So check this out, guys. We've seen them in Star Wars Battlefront, we've heard of them in the expanded universe, but now here they are in reality. Now this is something lots of people probably missed initially, and that is a couple of stormtroopers with jetpacks. So once again, here we have a brand new class of stormtroopers to deal with, to collect, to be excited about, and this should be a fantastic action sequence. Now, this shot here is connected to the last shot where we can see Poe, Finn, and 3PO along for this adventure, and they seem to be escaping on a haggard skiff to get away from those stormtroopers in jetpacks and possibly other enemies as well. And you know what this reminds me of? This kind of looks like a Mad Max Fury Road style action sequence, and if that's the feel that JJ's going for this particular sequence, I'm all totally on board for that. Oh my goodness, guys, try not to dry your eyes too hard for this one, huh? I mean, this shot here is probably my favorite from the entire trailer. This is obviously Leia holding on to Han's medal from Episode 4, obviously the Battle of Yavin, and this is just such a touching scene. I have a feeling that because this is also Leia's last movie, Carrie Fisher's last movie, we're going to get a lot of very emotional, touching scenes like this, with the cast kind of unofficially all saying goodbye to each other in their own unique, special ways. And this shot here is probably my next favorite shot of the entire trailer. Here we can see a great example of the unused footage that they have of Carrie Fisher from The Force Awakens and how they are splicing it into this movie. JJ did make a point to mention at the panel that, he said she feels very alive in this film. And everything came together seamlessly. And I'm honestly really excited to see just how seamless everything came together because so far it looks great. Now, I would say without a doubt, this has to be the money shot of the trailer right here. This is what everyone has been waiting, dying to see since The Force Awakens came to an end. This is the entire crew, including 3PO, BB-8, and this new droid Dio, together at last. And one thing I do want to point out, though, is that it is strange that R2-D2 is missing. Not just from this shot, but from the entire trailer. It's just that this shot here makes you kind of realize how much R2-D2 is missing. Like, where is he? Where is he gone? Did he vanish with Luke? Did he jump off a cliff in Oct 2 and, commit suicide because he wants to be with Luke? I don't know, but it seems kind of strange to see him there without R2-D2, so I really want to know where he is. But, regardless, everyone looks so great in this shot. I mean, the outfits are fantastic. The costume design is fantastic. But this next shot is the most important because this next shot is what they're all actually looking at. So this last shot that we're going to end on here is the entire crew overlooking a broken piece of either the first Death Star or the Death Star 2. My guess right now, early on, I guess, would be the Death Star 2, because from what I can tell, it's in slightly better conditions, but I guess we're going to have to take a look at the Death Star explosions to see if any particular huge pieces broke off on either of the explosions. I remember, I think definitely from the explosion of the Death Star 2, there were some huge chunks that came off. So this must be the Death Star 2. But either way, I think this is a really epic shot, and it means that we're actually going to go inside the bowels of the Death Star. And Palpatine's laugh, my guess, is either an old recording of him, or an even better, what would be even better is a haunting spirit that the crew will interact with, which could mean that, Rey could become possessed, or she could simply just be learning important facts about her past. But either way, these guys are being led to the Death Star wreckage for some reason, and my guess is that a major clue lies inside, probably having to do with the Skywalker family. Well, my friends, that's going to do it for my theories. Now it's time for all of you to leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the Great White Void. What did you guys think of the trailer? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what are your ideas for Episode 9? I'll see you guys at Day 2 of Star Wars Celebration. As always, until next we meet, may the Force be with you, and make sure to stay in that galaxy far, far away.